Good night, sweet dreams. An intruder in the nursery. Three delightful children, Wendy, John, and Michael, lived at number 14 in London. They had a lovely nursery and were probably the happiest children in the world. They were 12, 8, and 4 years old, respectively. Their parents, Mr. and Mrs. Darling, absolutely adored them. Mrs. Darling was a charming lady. She had a mind that was romantic and a mouth that was sweet and sometimes mocking. Mr. Darling, on the other hand, was a serious man who worked in the share market. The Darlings were a happy but poor family. Mr. Darling was obsessed with matching his neighbors in every way possible, and Mrs. Darling loved to have everything just so. The children had a nurse named Nana who was rather unusual. You see, this nurse was not a prim and proper woman, but a Newfoundland dog. Despite her handicap, Nana did prove to be an efficient nurse who always regarded the children as important. In fact, Nana was the nurse one might treasure as she was very professional during bath time and always alert, and up at any moment of the night if one of her wards made the slightest cry. It was an advantage, of course, that Nana's kennel was located in the nursery. It was nice on the eyes and a lesson in the correctness of behavior to see Nana escorting the children to school, walking slowly and in a dignified manner by their side when they were at their best behavior, and head-butting them back into line if they decided to stray. Would you believe that Nana actually carried an umbrella in her mouth just in case it rained? One can safely conclude that no nursery could have possibly been conducted so efficiently, and Mr. Darling was aware of this fact. But he was still far from being at ease. I wonder if the neighbors are talking about this, he thought to himself worriedly. Mr. Darling also wondered if his prestige and position in the city would be affected by having his dog do the duties of a nurse. The Darling family was a simple, happy family and spent their evenings dancing and making merry. Life was simple and happy together until the arrival of Peter Pan. The night when the three children embarked on their strange and extraordinary adventures was just like any other ordinary night. The three children were in bed. It was Nana's evening off. Mrs. Darling had bathed the children and sung to them till they had slid away to deep slumber. The children looked so cozy and peaceful that Mrs. Darling smiled at the fears that troubled her heart, and sat down peacefully by the fire to sew. The fire was warm and comfortable, and the nursery was dimly lit by three night lights. Soon the swing rested on Mrs. Darling's lap as her head nodded, oh, so gracefully, and then she was fast asleep. As she slept, Mrs. Darling had a dream. This dream by itself would have been something of little value or importance, but as she was dreaming, the window of the nursery blew open, and a boy dropped softly on the floor of the nursery. This strange boy was accompanied by a strange light, which was no bigger than your fist, and which darted about the room. Mrs. Darling was roused from her sleep suddenly. She uttered a cry as she woke up, and then her eyes fell upon the boy. Somehow, she knew at once that his name was Peter Pan. He was a good-looking boy indeed, with skeleton sleeves adorning his body and with juices that ooze out of trees fresh on them. But the most remarkable thing about Peter Pan was that he had all his first teeth. When Peter Pan noticed that Mrs. Darling was an adult, he gnashed his little pearl-like teeth at her.